Hey guys, welcome to week 8. This week again we're going to start with a little bit of skill stuff in session 1 and a little bit more sort of strength stuff in session 2. So we'll get straight into the warm-up. Just start on hands and knees, and we're just going to rock forward and hold for 5 seconds. And come back, and as we're doing so, think about your upper back being as rounded as possible. So you're really pressing the floor away, squeezing your abs, squeezing your glutes, and as you come forward, just a nice big stretch onto the back of your wrists. So just 5 times. Perfect. And just start peeling your hands around. Not too quickly. Spread your fingers apart each time until they face your knees. And then again, just rock back, and this time we're going to do another 5-second hold, so just push back, hold for 5. Think about keeping your shoulder blades as rounded as you can as you come back forwards. Keep squeezing your triceps, squeezing the back of your arms, and pressing your heel of hand into the floor. Last one, hold for 5. Perfect. And then just pull your hands back around to the front. And we'll just go through 5 humps and dumps. So hands underneath shoulders, belly button down to the floor, head right back. Press the floor away, squeeze abs and glutes, and just rotate through that a few times. Excellent stuff. And then just one more round of that, so we're going to rock forwards and hold. And just slowly come back, rock forwards and hold. Again, your wrists do take a battering when you start handstanding. So it is a really, really good idea to just take the time to prep those wrists before you start, and to make sure you're doing a little bit of your own due diligence around those sessions. You can always do this little flow or any of the flows that we've done over the first 8 weeks for the little warm-ups, put them round again, because it will make your wrists much more able to tolerate the pretty extreme loads that go through them in a handstand. Oh, forgot to hold for 5 seconds this time. Hey, well done, man. Pull back to the front, and we'll do 5 more humps and dumps. And then we'll get started. Shoulder blades pulled right back together, head right back. Hump up, press the floor away. Excellent. Alright, cool. So, first little bit we're going to do today, we are actually going to look at a slightly, not really new exercise, but an alteration on ones we've been doing so far. And so, we're going to come into a dish, a tuck dish. So we're here, and then from there, we are going to breathe out and reach our hands over our head into a handstand position as far as we can, and then pull back in. Reach right up, breathe out. Pull back in. Reach right up, breathe out. And pull back in. As I do this, I'm going to imagine there's a nail underneath the middle part of my back, so that's sort of right here. And my shoulders, or my upper back, is not going to hit that nail even as my arms go overhead. So what I'm not doing is going like this, because then I'm just losing that tension here. The distance between my ribcage and my pelvis is staying fixed the whole time. So really fixed as I reach overhead and pull back in. That distance doesn't change. So we're going to do about 6 of those. Reach your arms over your head, pull back in. And we're going to mix that up with 8 steps forward and back in an elephant walk. So we're just going to be here, step forward, 8 times, whatever space you've got, and back 8 times. So for me it's going to be 4 forwards and 4 backwards, twice, and then I'm going to go back onto the floor. Just a little bit of moving. We're only going to run through it 3 times, and then we're going to get into our kick-ups. So we'll go through it now, starting with our elephant walks. So nice big A, press your hands into the floor, move left hand, right foot, 8 steps forward and backwards. Cool, and then into our dish. Toes next to the floor, reach your arms right up, breathe out, reach overhead, pull back in. Six, and back into those 8 steps. The hips nice and high. Really try and feel, press the floor away as you walk in. And there's 8 again. Alright. Into our dish hold again. So crunch right up, breathe out, reach overhead. Really take your time with it and squeeze the back of your arms the whole time. So as you reach overhead, you're going into that handstand position. Squeeze the back of your arms, reaching as high as possible. But don't forget to keep your upper back off the floor. Alright guys, so we're going to look at a slightly modified mobility drill that we're going to do in between our kick-ups today. For our kick-ups, we're going to be working on the same thing that we've been doing the last few weeks, where we've been kicking into the wall, trying not really to use the wall, but just balancing a little bit, and then coming back down. And now today I want you to build on what we've done over the last few weeks. Depending on where you are right now, you know, if we're still, if kicking up still is quite a challenge and we're not really getting up high enough, then that's completely fine. I want you to just keep practicing that. We'll still do the same thing, but you're going to do somewhere in the region of maybe 3 to 5 kick-ups in this section. If, however, you're kicking up to the wall, your kick-ups are getting really consistent, and we're not just slamming into the wall, but we're just kicking up and we're sometimes getting a little bit of balance, I want you to do this section as a bit of a game, really. So you're going to kick up, use the wall, and balance for 5 seconds. Now you cannot move on to the next bit until you get a 5-second balance. As much as possible. What I mean is, like, don't sit there for an hour and not do a 5-second hold. If you're taking an hour to do it, then you're probably not quite ready yet to set those sort of like 5 seconds before you move on target, which is completely fine. So again, just sort of like 3 to 5 consistent kick-ups is what we're looking for there. As I said, if you're getting into that position where you're kicking up really consistently and you're holding a little bit, then we're going to do a 5-second hold using the wall before we go into the hump and dump, modified hump and dump. So again, you've seen this last week. This wall's a little bit too low, but if you imagine I had a wall behind me, my foot's going to kick up. The wall's going to be about here, right? I'm going to kick up. If I slightly go too far, and I've just got that wall to guide my foot, right? So my foot's just hit the wall. That's fine. I'm just going to be holding there, and just using this leg here, the one I'm shaking, to pull off the wall. That's going to come down, which pulls this leg off the wall, rather than kicking this leg off the wall, because obviously when I'm upside down, I've got nothing to kick off. So, kick-ups and a modified hump and dump. This is a lovely exercise for improving the amount of range we've got through our upper back, in that extension through our T-spine, which is so important in a handstand. So, you're going to put your hands on something a little bit higher than what you've got available, than the floor, sorry. And then from there, we're just going to start doing that hump, that dump, sorry. So thinking about looking between our hands, squeezing our shoulder blades back and together, chest as low to the floor as you can go. Really squeeze the middle part of your back together. And in this bottom position, we should feel quite a big, intense contraction in the middle part of our upper back. We're going to hold for 15 seconds, and then we're just going to pull out of it. Come up into a hump, squeeze, squeeze abs, and fall back into it for another 5. Looking through our hands, and pull out again. So we're going to combine some kick-ups and a 5-second hold with a modified hump and dump. This one's going to be a little bit harder to follow along to, which is fine. So I'm going to go through 5 rounds. I'm not going to use a wall, just so it's easier for me to talk to you. I'm going to do it like I did it at the start. You could obviously follow along at my pace if you want to, but I would really recommend for this specific workout, take your time with it. It doesn't need to be done the same pace that I'm doing it. You know, these are somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 seconds. That's completely fine. Doesn't need to be exact. We're just looking to feel a little bit of a contraction at the middle part of our lower back, upper back, sorry, as we squeeze. And then for those kick-ups, like we said, if kicking up is we're not quite getting that consistent kick-ups yet, then just 3 to 5 kick-ups, really focusing on consistency. If we are, and we're getting a bit of balance, we're going to do a kick-up, use the wall when we need to, and hold for 5 seconds. Alright, cool. So, 5-second hold. So just going to find that position of balance, and then I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down at my own choice, and into the modified. Holding for 15 seconds, looking between my hands. Coming out in 5, pumping this up as high as I can, and then last time, breathe out, pull down. Cool. So that's one round done for me. As I said, go through at your own pace if you need to. So another little go, 5-second hold. So for these ones, if we're in that position where we're getting those consistent kick-ups, hold for 5, then move on. And if you do 1 or 2 kick-ups where we don't quite hold, that's completely fine. Take your time. Wait until you get that 5-second hold before you move back into these ones. "15-second hold here. Might feel a better contraction every time you come back. out for 5. And back in. That's 2 bits done. So there, that wall's behind me. Just touched it, and now I'm going to use this foot to pull away from the wall. Just get that position of balance, just gently towards the middle. And again, a 15-second hold in that bottom position. Alright. So with that extended hump and dump, we don't want to be getting that feeling into our shoulder capsule. So don't feel like you've got to go as deep as you possibly can. We're just thinking about squeezing the muscles in our middle upper back together, which is going to give us that extension through our T-spine or our upper back. Ooh. So, not a 5-second hold, got to do it again. But you'll notice I've got no rush to dive straight back in. Take your time with it. There's no need to go super quick. If you're doing kick-ups, take your time with each kick. One thing I see all the time is people, even when they get like half decent at handstands, they never take their time between attempts. And of course then the quality of each attempt decreases quite rapidly. So just take your time. There's no rush. The 2 bad ones. Again though, just take your time with it. There is no rush. The more you rush, the harder it'll be. Alright, one more round, that'll be nice. 5 nice goes. Can already feel the middle part of my upper back just really opening up. Feels really nice, to be fair. You should be able to feel these muscles down here just contract a little bit to help pull your shoulder blades back and down. Really important muscles in the handstand, your lower traps. They allow your shoulder blades to rotate up your back like this. It's really important to getting your hands overhead. Just find that position of balance. And the last little hold, and then that will do for session 1 today. Again, the feeling's not into the shoulder capsule all in that middle part of your upper back. Excellent stuff. Cool, so that's session 1 done. As we said before, take your time with it, no rush through this one. We're just looking for those consistent kick-ups, using the wall for a little bit of help. And then tomorrow when we go through session 2, we're going to be looking at a little bit more shoulder strength stuff and a little bit more core stuff.